Okay, yesterday we completed up to here, like where we discussed what are the wireless network and Bluetooth attacks will happen, right? Yes. Okay then. So let's recall somewhat what were the network attacks, what are the network attacks will happen in this. So as we have also discussed about wireless, like whenever we use some free Wi-Fi, we should be very cautious that where their company or the service provider who is providing free internet service may have a bad intention or would try to hack into our systems, right? Or gather our information, like what they may harvest our credentials where they can use for themselves, or they'll also capture like what are our interests and where what we do search. Okay, then in Bluetooth also, like sometimes what some open Bluetooth or air airdrops will be there where someone could get into our, or someone could send wirelessly, and they may also try to communicate with you. Or nowadays there are many Bluetooth apps where there are many devices where which try to brute force Bluetooth ranges, because which will try to force pairing of your device, right? So we'll start from here, where open ports and default credentials. What does it mean by open ports and default credentials? Like whenever we buy any network device, okay, or any endpoint, every permission will be allowed. Like there will be many permissions, like inbound connections, inbound permissions, and outbound permissions, okay, as well as there will be ports, which could be like port 22 or 80 port or 443, and there are many SQL ports, and as well as there will be many ports which will be open. What will happen if there are any open ports? If someone from outside do an nmap nmap scan, or any scans where they can find what are the open ports within our environment, okay, via internet, they'll just scan to check like how secure is your network, or what are the loopholes there in your network, so that they can try to access. Where see, network open service ports, like network ports left accessible to the internet without proper security controls, okay, create a direct pathway for attackers to probe and exploit service. What are the high risk ports generally? Which is SSH port, where it is used to take any device remotely with an IP. Or they can also try a brute force attack where they'll hit multiple times or multiple thousand times on that port, which could get compromised, okay. So what would be their motive? To get an administrative access, because administrator is a person who have all privileges. Like he will not have any there will be no conditions or policies written to this administrator, like root level of access will be given to this person. That's the reason the hackers want to hack into your systems, or they would, what they'll do, they'll take administrative credentials or access, then they'll change every setting, they can change everything in that network. Okay, one more is FTP port, which is not secured. Here FTP is not secured one, SFTP is secured one. Okay, file transfer protocol. Generally, when you have in-house server or traditional server, what we like, which will be within an organization, what we'll do, we'll create a network with different network devices. There will be switch, so where there will be an in-house server where the permission is given to a person, where they can use this file server as a file server, where they can store their internal documents which are very critical or which are very private, that not even a cloud, which is also a secured environment, but they don't want to keep it outside, they want to keep it inside. There are many legal companies out there where these things we need to take care of, like we need to check whether any port is open or not, because if there are any ports which are open, hacker can get into this network. What he'll do, he'll steal all those legal documents and he'll try to misuse, or the opposition party may also try to misuse. Okay, what is RTP? Remote desktop, where we'll take any device remotely, like where we will have all permissions and every will have all privileges generally. Okay, so this port is used for that. So what, and there will be desktop vulnerabilities to credential attack. Okay, what generally they'll do, they'll try to take your host machine, and they'll have all the permissions, then they'll they could encrypt your data, or they could steal your data, or they could delete the data from database as well as from your endpoint telnet port, where complete unencrypt. So here this port is used for to maintain our network devices, like it is complete unencrypted, where even like this RDP port could be have some restrictions, but this telnet port will not have, where we'll just select all the settings like telnet SSH and all, then we can directly take the control of that network device or that server. And what are different default credentials, like whenever you buy a Windows host device or a network device, or we can also take an example of router, Wi-Fi router, which we do have in our home. So just go to your Wi-Fi IP address will be there, router IP address will be there. Just need to go there, and a login page will be appearing, where you will have all the settings or all the configurations which you can configure over that, and that will have an what we call a username as well as a password. Generally it will be admin. Similarly, if you install any Kali, and if it is OVM file, sorry, if it is an OVM file like directly we can load this into our VMs, and that will also have a password like Kali. We can also search like there could be a metasploitable tool where MSFT admin will be there, something like this, a password admin default. Just we need to go to Google, and if we type what are the default passwords for network devices, we'll get there. Okay, and what is a common scenario? As we discussed, this is our home Wi-Fi router, and network routers will be there. That also will have similarly like admin or admin password would be there. We need to go into settings and we need to change it. Like IoT devices which could be camera or smart devices or with default credentials. Smart devices in that sense, nowadays we are occupied with smart door locks, as well as where like at pre-installation stage the password will be default only. Cameras also, like surveillance cameras which we keep in our home, they'll also connected with default where we need to install an application, and then under that camera will have a serial number where we should just enter that, and we can get access of that surveillance camera if the password is not changed. Web applications also, default admin panels will have admin access. So what you need to, what is the learning from this? We should not leave any unnecessary port open, and we should not use any default credentials. It's like leaving a front door, like uh, what would happen, like if we have default credentials or default ports open, it is just it's kind of like we are welcoming other people to get into our network so that they can misuse our. We should keep everything secure as if we are keeping our phone secure. Like how secure we keep our phones, like we don't even, as well as we don't even share our bank credentials or login credentials with anyone. Same likewise we should keep our network device is also secure, as well as our routers or our what we call surveillance cameras and smart devices. Okay, next. So supply chain attack. There are many types. Right now we took these three, where trusted partner. What will happen? Supply chain is an attack where they they are they what they'll do. They'll introduce themselves as they are very like they are very good people, and they are like there are many organizations like third party organizations will be there, where they provide services. So that we can take an example of a laptop store, like which is not an official store, where some group of people use like they have their own store. Okay, we'll go to that service center kind of things which are not official with, and with where they are not associated with an trusted organization or the vendor. Okay, basically what they'll do whenever there is any repair, like you go to them, they'll, if they are good people, they won't do anything, but if they do have bad intention, they'll slowly, like when you give for any service, they'll inject some malwares and some like as we discussed, like they'll also check whether any port is open or not. They may use any desk, or they may give access to that, and ultra viewer also there are many um, remote desktop applications also, instead of traditional desktop where we do have remote connect in our Windows. What they'll do, they'll inject small malwares or spyware where they'll monitor each and every activity of us, and they'll benefit from us, where they may blackmail us so that they do have our credentials and all. Okay, they may also, if they got any access to any of our devices, they'll have access to each and everything what we use. They may have access, and simultaneously they'll take the access of our surveillance camera. They may also check like when we are coming, when we are not there in our house, they may steal our valuable things. Okay, so here attacker compromise a managed service provider, MSP. Generally, like if we are a company, we are a service provider where if we are providing cybersecurity services. What if attacker attack us? Like if we are not secured, he may attack us, and we do have many companies in chain, so it will give him a workflow where he'll get to know each and every client of us, and then he may hack into them. Okay, so managed service provider, vendor or software supplier with an access to the target system. As we discussed this laptop store example, what they'll do, they'll inject malware and malicious code where into our software updates or hardware components, or they may add some additional component where it will share data without knowing of us. And widely distributed compromise the service distribution, multiple customers or same, like as I said, like if we are any service provider, if an attacker attacked us and we got compromised, then a wide range of companies will get attacked, because our customers, we do also have hundreds of thousands of clients where they trust on us. But what if like we are not secured in organization? That's the reason every organization will take care, where they do have policies and protocols that some people should access only these things. Some can't carry pen drives or any hard drives to the organization. Okay, so there was a solar wind breach where most of the attacks were on supply chain, like where they do have an attack history. They do also stay a long time in our organizations where software build processes and inserted, like similarly what they'll say, like there are some um, it is an application where they do have software updates, but during those updates what they would do, they'll inject some malwares, and when customer sees that, they may think like these are trusted things, and we need to update them. But indirectly what is happening, we are sending like through via that update, we are sending our data to them. And also they may have a backdoor access, like an remote desktop or SSH would be, they may take, or they may take an RDP connection to our systems. Okay, social engineering, I think in first class we had an overview of this, and recently also we had, like phishing, we know like it is an malware attack, sorry, an email attack. Phishing is via call, and smishing is via SMS, and impersonation is like where people show them that they are your people, like what we call they'll change their identity. They may they may create a new WhatsApp account or an Instagram or Facebook account where they'll try to portray as they are the people who know who so they can steal, or they can have some monetary fraud with you. Or it could be a person mailing you that he is an so Microsoft service provider where they'll fix your laptop and they'll give you free services and all. We should not trust these kind of things. And business email compromises targeting executives, like fake CEO. Some This was also seen in recent days where employees of that organization got emails from, or calls or WhatsApp messages from CEO or higher authority, okay, I am in urgent and I forgot my wallet or something, can you send me? Basically what will happen, like we may think like our CEO or a higher authority person from company, he knows me and he is asking help from me, we may give it, but we need to cross verify whether he is the correct person or not. Okay. And what is watering hole? Where compromises website frequently targeted group. Example, infected industry like news sites to reach professionals. Where nowadays we trust on websites where there are huge news. What if those websites were attacked or got a data breach, or someone took the access of them and trying to misplace us with fake news and all? Okay. And attacker is very intelligent, where he can create clones of any website and he'll try to impersonate us, and he may try to steal credentials or harvest credentials from us, or he may uh, he may breach our data based on his profits. Okay. See, typo squat. This is what nowadays people are like, whenever they receive mail they are sending, they are very people nowadays, people don't have patience where they'll read each and everything, they'll check each and every minute thing. See, generally Google will be gogle.com, but here there is an another O where which is not trusted one, and where we don't even see like whether it is, we don't even cross verify whether it is a genuine domain or not. Like what if someone name with a name like dev at the rate google.com mails you that you have an interview, so for that interview you need to pay this much of amount. We should not trust like anyone who is asking or giving anything for free. Okay. Application vulnerabilities, like whenever there there are many applications out, and like that's the reason every application will have updates regularly, because there may be some vulnerabilities which are very like very critical, where using attacker may use those vulnerabilities to access or get into our systems. Wait, I'll show you one website. See, NIST, where it is a national vulnerability database, where every, see, this is CV score. Okay, how we categorize this? See, it is 2025, right? Now this is a serial number where this has been given. 1 second, let me show you something. See, in this, in Linux kernel, the following vulnerability has been resolved, and there will be versions also for that. Vulnerability metrics, vulnerabilities. See, around the world there are many applications. See, this is an ASUS like scanner component, like which may have, 1 second, I'll show you. In this every day they'll be posting some or the other vulnerabilities or attacks, where as a cybersecurity professional will go and will read these documentations each and every day and will publish advisory. See, this is a new malware via WhatsApp exfiltration contacts to attack servers and deploy malware. See, he is a writer of that vulnerability, where see, trusted TrustWave Spider Lab research have identified this. These are the person who identified them. identified that there is a vulnerability and where there is a process where attackers are using this. See, by the WhatsApp hijacking, hack on chat. See, these are the methods where hackers are using all these methods to exploit you. Newstunner, Android Trojan, captures encrypted chats and hijack devices. That is the reason we as a cybersecurity person will take all this information and will share to our clients or our closed ones. See, there is an Zscaler vulnerability endpoint. Threat intelligence means before like zip 7zip is an a file like a software where we can extract from extract an compressed file and we can zip file generally will extract and it will become it will open and then the data will be compressed or extracted. Python based WhatsApp bomb where spreads entirely. See their techniques also they'll say here memory injection, buffer overload, race conditions where in memory injections what attacker would do, attacker will insert malicious code directly into application memory space where the it won't store here when any malicious code is injected in RAM which is memory while running. Whenever we shut down or restart our laptop, the traces we won't find any traces. This is a new technique where attacker is leveraging the application memory or cache memory within the within our endpoint so that he can perform and no antivirus or EDR could identify like how he did. And buffer overload is like sending more data than a program can handle. Like similarly we can also think an example of DDoS attack. What it is like denial of service. In this what will happen, an attacker will send multiple requests or hundreds or thousands or 100k or 1 million requests to the server where it is not capable of handling these many requests. The server may only handle 50 requests per minute, but what he is doing is sending these many number of requests, millions of thousands of requests where what will happen, it will slow down because it will take memory. First it will use memory and then it will slow down because it is not capable of sending or receiving those many requests where it could crash or data would corrupt. Okay, what is race condition where exploit timing flaws whether two operations complete for the same resources. Attacker may manipulate the sequence by security checks. So what will happen, the attacker may change or manipulate the date and time or the timing of that process. So an EDR or a SIM tool will manipulate there. What will happen, every second there will be an log entry. So what he would do, he would slow down the process or he would change the timing of that process so these two logs at a time would collide and they may misplace or they may lost via security log auditing. Okay, time of check, time of use, and malicious updates like fake software updates that appears legitimate but actually install malware or backdoors. User trust updates, notification, and many disable security to install them. Operating systems and web vulnerabilities. Okay, to get into web vulnerabilities, there is a checklist where people use or attacker use OWASP top 10, where each and every technique is mentioned to check whether the application is vulnerable or not. Like every year the OWASP top 10 would change, or they'll be having updates to that. Okay, and operating system is like OS, what we use, like whether it is a Windows or Linux or Kali. In OWASP top 10, we do have like ranking would be there. Let me write here. So first would be like broken access. This is one of the technique. And cryptographic failure. Okay, then injection. One more thing would be like I guess insecure harm, insecure design. Design in the sense application design or application pipeline design, where there would be any flaws or unupdated versions of libraries, vulnerability outdated. There are around 10 OWASP top, like OWASP 10 techniques are there, like OSI layer and all. Like everything is standardized by ISO, so that everyone follow the same protocol. Okay, and operating system weakness, what it could be like. It is an OS vulnerability can grant access to an attacker to complete control over the affected or system, where they'll use the existing flaws to evade the security controls and get into your computer. So what it could be like, unpatched system. As I said, like whenever there is an update, you need to make sure that you read about that update and you update it in your systems. Weak file permissions, like whether every PDF file or any file you circulate in an organization or any device you circulate in organizations will have passwords, so that if by mistake or intentionally we send to someone, they should not open that, because security keys of the passwords will be with us only. And unnecessary services, like sometimes what our CPU process may be high, even though we are not using anything in our laptops, or there could be a RAM consumption, more RAM consumption, where attacker may use our RAM memory to you run services. Okay, we need to check all these things while we are investigating. Privilege escalation, where user will sitting in your computer or spying on your computer for a long time, so that he can have access, root permissions, or an admin access. Here there could be an SQL injection. This is very common attack, where an attacker attacks so that he can get the data which is stored in SQL tables data form. And XSS cross scripting means cross-site cross scripting means like where he'll inject malicious scripts that execute in another user browser. So what would happen here? This is our browser. So this is our laptop. We are connected to internet, where a website is there. So we'll access this website via internet on our laptop. Okay, but generally it will we'll think like it is on our laptop, but it will be having this lengthy process where it will be processing within milliseconds. What attacker will do, he'll sit in the middle, he'll evade the security controls where he could see some flaws here. So what he'll do, he'll inject some malicious code in login page. Like whenever it will be like this actually. Whenever you log in here, it will go to him, then he'll capture all these things and he'll validate. Indirectly he'll be sitting in the middle, so he'll have everything and he will have access, so that he'll take your side by side. What he'll be doing, he'll be logging into your account with your password and as well as with OTP. Okay, because everything you are updating and he's in the middle. Hardware and virtualization vulnerabilities. The VMwares do also have vulnerabilities as well as hardware components also, because hardware components will also have a firmware which we need to update it, like legacy devices, firmware weakness or hardware backdoors. Like old or outdated hardware no longer receive the security updates. Okay, where they like let it be our phone, it could be our phone or an what we call let us take an example of iPhone 6s. Okay, this is an iPhone which was released around 2010 or 12, which they sent only updates for 5 years, I guess. Okay, if we use that outdated device now, what will happen, there are software where they if someone stole that iPhone, they could break the password easily. That is the hardware and software, because hardware security in the sense we could keep any component in that, right? We could use a camera module or another module in our laptop, but now like hardware security is also there, where every component in that device is should match with the host device, then only it will work, or else it won't work. And one more thing would be like previously there used to be no permissions while inserting a OTG cable to our laptop as well as to the phone, so that we can bypass the security controls or we can jailbreak it. Okay, so that they can get an backdoor access. Generally VM escape, like critical vulnerability where malware breaks into virtual machine to attack the layer hypervisor or the host machine. Like old VM had vulnerabilities, like if you are performing, generally the concept of VM will be is we should we are performing anything in the virtual machine should be in virtual machine, should not affect our host device. But there are many flaws and vulnerabilities that if a malware is created or our VM is affected, then it used to affect our host device also. Resource reuse, like whenever virtual machines are deleted or relocated, some data will be remaining in our memory storage, like there will be folders created in our C drive system 32 or system 32 or within the program files, where the traces of the software which we used to use will be stored, and they can also be used by an attacker as a vulnerability within our host. And cloud cryptography and mobile vulnerabilities, where The cloud vulnerabilities would be like in cloud we are let us take an example where we are hosting on AWS. We are hosting a website where we we do have security controls, some for developers, some for administrators, some for monitoring, and every log will be flowing to this only, and some will be there to update this website. So when we won't manage the cloud properly, what will happen? The vulnerabilities which were exploited by hackers will be listed out, that this version is having these vulnerabilities. So what he'll do, he'll try to research some websites, he'll do social engineering and all, then he'll be gathering those information and he'll try to exploit your business website. Cryptographic weakness in the sense the encryption, like if you are not using latest algorithms, or if we are using those old standard encryption methods like MD5 or SHA-1, there are many vulnerabilities, so that we can do reverse engineering to unencrypt that. But in asymmetric and symmetric encryptions are there, right? Where symmetric encryption is very easy to crack, and asymmetric encryption is hard to crack. And mobile device vulnerability, as we already discussed this one, like our devices, if we won't update, or if we use an outdated phone, where we can jailbreak them to bypass the security controls, or we can root that device, where we'll have next level permissions, where we can intercept traffic between applications also will do. For mobile testing, people will jailbreak the phones so that they can intercept into mobile applications. Okay, what is zero-day vulnerability? Let me show you a website here. Here, see, there are two new zero-day exploits or vulnerabilities, where every version were shipped. See, we need to go through this documentation. Then we need to understand like how. See, there is CVSSV will have a score also, like how critical it is. It will be zero. It will be on 0 to 9 scale, where this is 7.8, where Windows Remote Access Connection Management Manager. And here we do also have, see, within legacy code installed by default on the Windows system, where attackers will use this. And this was introduced like Rapid 7. It is an tool as well as an organization company, where they discovered it. In order to understand the security and attack controls and attack exploitations, we need to go through a lot of documentation actually. And what does a zero-day vulnerability mean? So a discover, exploitation, attack campaign, public disclosure, and patch development. So it consists of 5 stages, where first, a group of hackers who may have good intention or bad intention, they'll there are many hacker groups where their work is that they'll exploit the applications, and they would want to get into our bug bounty, we can call that. They'll find some bugs, as well as vulnerabilities within that application. First, they'll discover it. What happens when they discover? Then they'll try to inject some malicious payloads so that they can exploit. What, like when they'll exploit, they'll get access and they'll get some admin privileges too, and they may also take advantage of those that uh, vulnerability. Like if there is a bank, there could be any bank, it has, they'll provide us insurance. Okay, then there will be a web page for that also. So in that there will be a login password and all. We'll go to this. If what will attacker will do, he'll log in with some fake id, and he'll enter with the password. Then what he'll do, when we need to do payment, right? If it is for $4,000 or $400, what he'll do, he'll bypass this payment mechanism so that he'll get, instead of paying all these things, he'll intercept the traffic between the payment gateway and where if the payment gateway and the website is not having any correction, whether if it won't validate or cross verify whether the payment is successful, whether the bank received the payment or not. So then he'll exploit that thing to get this insurance. Okay, and attack campaign, 0-day exploits are used to target attackers. Victims have no defense because no patch exists. This will happen to a mid-level organization or an organization which is not concerned about updates and public disclosure. Eventually the vulnerability become known through the attackers being discovered or responsible disclosures. So in that, see, as we saw that website where every multiple different peoples are and organizations are posting the vulnerabilities for public awareness. Okay, patch development. Then after that, what will happen? The organization which is having that application, like if there is any vulnerability in Microsoft Outlook, then what Microsoft will be doing after this discovery, they'll also get to know. Then they'll start to patch that. They'll write some different code so that it won't disclose to the people. Okay, and these are the types of attacks. We have already discussed many of them, but eventually I think ransomware, where he'll demand the malware file will get into our host device, which will encrypt our data, and attacker will ask for money or monetary, or he may take revenge. And for money, what he'll do, he'll say like, if you give me money, this much of money, I'll give you a decryption code so that you can decrypt that encrypted host or file, which is very important to an organization. Trojan, what Trojan will do, where it portrays as if it is an legitimate file, but slowly it will start working. Okay, and what is worm, like it will multiply itself, and it will also spread within the it will take the lateral movement within the network. Like if it is in one host, then it will go through network to another host, where it will say keep the traces of it, and so that it will multiply a lot. Spyware, where it will monitor and send the data or keystrokes or everything to the attacker. What is rootkit? It hides inside the operating system at kernel level, where malware and which will take the privileges like our open ports or our SSH or RDP, so that an attacker will have backdoor entry to our host machine. Keylogger, where generally what will happen, it will record or it will save the keystrokes, like whatever the password or whatever we type, it will send to the attacker. Where at last, like what is logic bomb, where it will have the malicious code, where there will be some conditions or some loops will be written there, like if we click that, it will repeatedly, it will be loading the malware or the payload. And network and physical attacks are those attacks only, like DNS, DDoS attack, man in the middle attack, and credential replay, where they'll capture cookies, physical attack, where brute force, RFID cloning, tailgating in the sense like an authorized person is going in an organization, someone who is not and not the member of that organization, he'll be without permission, he may use his ID card or he may go with him. That is known as tailgating. And here in dumpster diving, what will happen, the waste, e-waste or document waste from organizations, if they don't shred it or if they don't destroy it, if they don't delete each and every, if they don't delete or force delete those hard drives or those memory devices, they'll, what attacker will do, he'll buy or steal them, so that he can use that data against people. Today I'll give you an activity where you need to go to those indicator of compromise, like where there in what we call as IOC, which is an indicator of compromise, which will be a hash or an IP or domain, where we need to capture the data from different sources. I'll also show you after this class, like how we'll go to open source websites and how we'll get the hash reputation and IP reputation or domain reputations. Okay. Now, cryptographic and application attack, where downgrade attack, which is like forcing systems to use older or weak encryptions, as we discussed, like MD5 or SHA-1, which are like very weak encrypted, or using HTTP instead of HTTPS. Okay. And because HTTPS, which runs on port 443, which is secured one, and HTTP will be running on port 80, which is not secured, where encryption is not there. And what is birthday attack, like where file hash collision is faster than brute force, like where it will be a message based bomb attack, what we call, where if you open that, it will load a malicious script within your application as well as within your host or your phone or mobile devices. And in collision attack, what will happen, like what like we'll take a general example. What if two trucks or two vehicles crash, where two will get damaged in the sense, and the environment will also affect with that. Here it will use the vulnerabilities within the application, and it will collide or it will manipulate, like if there is an there are two antiviruses or This is an host device where we have an EDR and an antivirus. So basically these both will do same work, only they'll identify which application is having more privileges, which application is behaving suspiciously, and this also do the same thing. But if they both are present in one host device, they'll collide, and an attacker will use these two to manipulate us, and he'll do the malicious activities in backdoor. So this will identify as it is a malware, then this will identify as it is a malware. But at the end we'll get to know that these two are legitimate but will live. During those process the logs will be generating of an attacker. And privilege escalation, where he would like to get higher rights like an admin, so that he'll stay for a long time within an host device or within an organization without knowing of them. That's the reason we need to correlate each and every investigation in cybersecurity. Indicators of compromise. These are like how we can identify whether our device is compromised or attacked. Account logout, like if suddenly our we do use our Chrome, right? If suddenly an account which we did not logged out, it got signed out from our application, that means there is something suspicious where someone could have harvest our credentials, or he could crack our password. Impossible travel, like here if a person is every day is logging in from USA, suddenly after an hour someone is logging in from Germany or Hong Kong or China, that is a suspicious thing, where we'll notice each and every log, whether there is any IP change or any location geolocation change, missing or cleared logs. Whenever we do a log search within an organization, we'll have security tools where if a period time log is disabled, like there was a huge activity around 8 p.m. to 10 p.m., but the logs are not available for that, but instead of that the whole 24 hours logs are there, then that could be a sign that the account has been hijacked or the entity is compromised. Like block content, like if you are trying to access any legitimate website also to log in into your Zoho, which is your login device where we use in organizations, but if your network is not allowing you to access all these things, that is an indicator that you are being hacked. Okay. And abnormal resource consumption, as we already discussed that if your host device RAM is utilizing a lot, like you are doing nothing, you turn on your laptop, and your laptop is getting slow, that means like indirectly some resources are running background which you don't know. There could be an network traffic, or there could be a botnets which are running behind, or there could be a C2C connection with an attacker or a victim. And mitigation in the sense how we resolve or how we delete those threat files from, or how we protect ourselves from those attacks. Segmentation in the sense we will divide network based on the level of authority. Access control in the sense like who is privileged to have the access based on our roles. Like as if you are a manager, you'll have different roles. If you are a junior or a team lead, you'll have a different roles. Allow list, like based on the person or the identity, will allow certain range of IPs or certain range of website which you can access. Isolation, in the sense a device is attacked by an attacker, in order to protect whole environment, will disconnect that device and will isolate it. Disconnect in the sense will not give internet to that device. Patching, in the sense we are updating our application or our host device. Encryption, where we are using next level of algorithms to encrypt our data. Here continuous monitoring we'll do with our SIM tools, EDR tools. Least privileges, like less privileges should be there. ZTNA, like zero trust network we need to implement. Secure dimensions configuration enforcement, like uh, each and every 2 months or every 3 months, every quarterly, generally they'll have a quality check within an organization. They'll cross verify the permissions, whether they do need or they don't need these applications within their organizations. Okay, system hardening techniques, like how we'll secure our devices from these attacks. So we, in Windows we do have encryption. We should turn on that. In host based firewalls, in the sense we do also have a Windows firewall, Windows Defender in our Windows host. I'll show you that also, where disabling unnecessary ports, as we discussed, like we need to close if we don't need those ports within our host system. Change the default credentials, like if it is an admin, it is an overview what we have discussed till now. Like changing the passwords, like if it is an admin password, we should change that password. Okay. Remove unnecessary software, like if you are not using any Avast or Norton VPN, you need to Norton antivirus, you need to remove that. Okay. And installing an endpoint protection, which is an EDR tool where organization uses to protect their endpoints across an organization. We'll also see a EDR or SIM tool in our labs. Full disk encryption, as I said, we'll have in our Windows, where we should turn on that option within our hardware settings. USB device control, like whether the host should be enabled of connecting any USB devices or like pen drives or any hard disk externally. Automated updates, like we should turn on our Windows, like Windows updates, like it should automatically update whenever there is an update. Application sandboxing, in the sense like before installing or before extracting those files, you need to install that in a sandbox. Like I'll show you that also. We have discussed all these things with in last two sessions, like this session and last session. What is threat vector, what is vulnerability, what is indicator of compromise, like how you will know whether your endpoint or your system is compromised or attacked or infected with malware. Like what are the steps you need to take to to stop that attack. System hardening, in the sense how you need to protect from happening attacks. Okay. So we'll get back to one of the activity was what I'll ask ChatGPT to give me some malicious IP addresses and all. So like if we directly ask any AI tool to give us any malicious script or malicious IOCs or IPs, it will not give us. So we'll copy this IP, we'll analyze this why it is malicious. It isn't malicious, or else we'll go to some abuse IPTP. It isn't giving. It is giving. Okay, this is a GitHub link where we'll find many malicious hashes so that we can feed into our security tools. This is known as like threat intel. Like every organization will have guys where they'll go to open source websites and they'll gather the information and they'll add it to their security tools. This is also a cyber security job, right? Dot find here. So, see, we'll copy this IP. Now we'll paste this here. See, here what we are getting. We got a score of 7 out of 95, where out of 95 vendors, 7 of them has categorized this as malicious IP. So now what we'll do, we'll see like, okay, this is an vendor and this is a Kaspersky, this is Sock Radar. They they mentioned, they categorize it as malicious. So we'll get into the details. Okay. It is an This is how we do our investigations. So it was created on 2022 February 15th. Okay. And it was modified at 2025 May 28, I guess. And it is associated with Netherlands country. So now we'll copy this. We'll go here. We'll paste it and we'll enter. So we'll get if there is any website associated with this IP. There is an error. As these are open website for everyone, we do have limit. Instead of running from our host IP, we'll use this website because they do have huge database of they do share intel with all websites. And this is also a famous website where all security guys will be using this website. Who is? White streak. See, here we got abuse for contact. We took that from that sweeper, and it is hosting, and see same details we found here, and organization name, like which organization is associated with this. So we'll cross check now. See, here we got a news over that this is an fraud where they are doing some malicious activities, or this thing what we are seeing, it is also a security control from Cloudflare, where it will identify whether we are human or a bot is running this request. And we'll take one more thing, like what is this hash associated with. See, these all are the attacks which were happened or may happen on your endpoint. That is the reason we as a cybersecurity people will be going to all these resources, and we'll be gathering and we'll be notifying to our organization. So our manager, or they what they'll do, they'll use this IOC, they'll have a database maintained, and they'll push these IOCs in their security tools. See, here what the score is 31, like it is malicious one. We can also reanalyze, like it was analyzed 3 years ago. See, this hash is associated with, it is labeled as Trojan, where it will be first like so this is the application name. We'll copy this one, we'll open new tab, we'll check whether this file is available online or not. See, we also got an info regarding this, where I think we can't find this file, right? Can't get this file. So we'll get into the details of this. See, this is an encrypted hash MD5 SHA-1 256 V hash. Every hash value will be associated with this only. Like if from you can take any of the hash and you can analyze and you can check. See, if an organization is affected with runtime module or detect debug environment or high entropy, these will be the indicators, and this could also be the file name, and this will be the hash of that file. We can just analyze these files, because if we install or if we try to use these files, it will what we call, it will disrupt, or it will encrypt our devices also. See, here we'll see, like it was created on 2017 and access date was 2022, and the modification was done at that time only. What it will target, like it will target your C drive, Windows System 32, and this, and icon location, and this would be icon. Its icon was like WordPad, but it isn't WordPad. It just imitate or impersonated WordPad. And command line argument. What is this command line argument? Like whenever, like if this command will try to copy and will try to execute, what will happen, we'll see. So we are going directly from our browser. We can also use terminal to access this. I think my network may block this, I guess. Till it, what we can go to this. And this is a folder location path. Like if this file is present in this location, that means it is malicious. Okay, it isn't big. Today's your task is that you need to go to this GitHub. Secronix is an sim tool where they are having their Intel source. This is an Intel source online, where we as common people and as an organization, we can use this hash to protect ourselves. Okay, we can go to any file from this. See, there are many files, repositories are there here. We just need to click it. Like this server is not available, I guess. The site could be temporarily available or too busy. Let it. We'll get into this. See, it is also associated with that work titan only. That IP means this IP and that host is targeting, is using this file. What is the file name? wordpad.exe, but it is an Trojan file. This is how we correlate each and everything in security. See, we took this hash, we went, we on into the details, we can also check the behavior if it is showing us. Yes, let's get deep. See, these all are the behaviors and techniques and tactics. See, this is a technique how an attacker can use and how he can get into our system. So what he could do, he could change the information, like he already changed there, like it isn't a word file but word pad, but he named it as word pad. In virtualization also, these all are the techniques. If you want to learn more about it, you can go to the website which I said that day also, MITRE. This one I said that day also, like everything is is falling around this MITRE attack only. This is how we as a security tool, or we as an organization, cyber security people will identify. It may also use non-standard port. These all are the behaviors of this. Where like if you sign up into it and if you get premium version, we can also install the agent of this virus total in our laptop. But now it is as free. We do have some things which we can use for our analysis. See, these are the three IPs which the attacker is using, or that organization is using, from where the requests were coming, and with the links which used to install the file, which is this file, and but it will appear you as wordpad. Here the location will be like this, but the background it will be doing many other things where the command line was executed in this. Okay, would you, from any one of you, would you like to open these websites and would you like to try this analysis part? Fahim, Aziz, Ahmad, sorry.
Even by first we need to get an random IP, the
No,
malicious
you
IPs from.
no, you need to open this GitHub. Just need to type, or else I'll, should I share this to
Yes,
Wi-Fi?
please. Or let me just give I'll type it.
Uh-huh.
Securonics.
Securonics Atomic Threat Sweeper.
Securonics Atomic Threat Sweeper. Okay.
And after that, you need to open. You can also share your screen, like so that I can help you navigate to all those tabs. You can use virus total. I'll after this class I'll share these links in a document where you can open this for reference, because at the point of interview the interviewer will ask like how you did analysis, because we as security professional will depend on outsource website to gather information, and our part will be delivering all those things and making a documentation of that. So this is how we analyze each and everything.
Okay. So you want me to share the screen?
Yes, yes, if possible you can.
Just yes, just a second.
uh,
Okay.
no, scroll it. You can also type over there GitHub, space GitHub. This one. Hmm. You can click on any one of the file, like which is recent one. You can click on this. You can click on, you can scroll it and you can find, you can take, or you can go to octopus, go to your left tab, octopus thread group. You can do this one. Yes, click on that and scroll it. See, here you got an domain. You can copy that domain. One second. Go
First
to
one.
another. No, wait. Go to another tab.
Okay.
Click, type virus total.
Is my screen visible?
Yes.
Okay.
Virus total.
Virus
Enter.
total.
Yeah,
Enter.
it is an open source security tool where we'll classify and we'll get information. Yeah, that one only.
Okay.
Per day we can only search about 200, I guess 200 requests we can. And open another tab where you can search MX toolbox. Yeah,
This
click on,
one?
yes, this one only. And you can open another one. Who is, should type who is. Yes, enter. Yeah, second one. Yeah,
Oh,
this.
is okay.
Okay, now you can also IP location. No. Open another tab. Abuse IPDP.
Abuse?
IPDP. DB. This one. Yes. So now open that GitHub link. Now copy
Mhm.
any one of the domain, like forwarder. Copy it.
Go to virus total now.
Yes.
Okay.
You can.
So what virus total will do is,
It will analyze what is there in the link, and it will also give you the threat score, which is very important for you as a security professional, like how critical it is,
okay,
like whether it is like P1, P2, P0, like if it is critical or medium or high or it is low. We'll get to know that.
okay. So if we get an attack from like any of these domains, so
Ha,
we'll just have
yes,
to
yes,
copy and examine first.
yes,
Okay,
yes. We are simulating as a part of an investigation process. We are doing all these things. Like how do
okay,
we investigate? How do we gather information from online? And how do we
okay,
prepare our report?
okay. So we have to use the free applications from the internet that are available
Yes,
to gather the
yes, yes.
information.
Yes,
Okay,
but when you go into an organization, these all tools will be paid, where you will get a lot of information. We need not to worry, or we need not to go into another tools also.
okay. So we use all of these tools in organization.
Yes. To
Okay,
gather information and also to make sure our clients and our customers are safeguarded.
okay. So
So
what I need
because
to do now?
now you need to scroll it so that you can see like who who are the vendors, like Bitdefender. It is a trusted vendor. We do also check the vendors like Bitdefender. Okay,
Oh,
Fortinet.
Fortinet.
It
Mm,
is a trusted vendor, right? Google Safe
yes,
Browsing is also a very trusted vendor, and we can see over right SOC Radar. So they
stock
all
radar.
reported these domain. They could also have been attacked by this domain. That's the reason they have uploaded in their database, which is shared across these websites, where virus total
Okay.
is among them. Got it? Now you can
Yes.
scroll it, like there you will find a details option. Click on that. You can scroll. So here you will get what all they did, or what all they are, what is the reputation, and what is the location where it is hosted.
Okay.
Okay. Scroll it once again. They are using an algorithm where they are encrypting all these things. Scroll
So
it more.
these are in hash values.
Hash values, yes.
Mm.
Hash algorithm salts, we call these as salts, like the file is encrypted with this salt, and it will show different hash value.
Okay.
And see, scroll 1 second, scroll it.
Up or down?
Down, up, down. Here you will find, no, go up. 1 second. Here you will find a digital signature is there. I think you need to go some more. See, no. Go up. In this slide only, go up. Slowly, or else go down. I guess like it went down.
Went down.
So slowly. I think here.
I mean, the upper part is
No.
rendered here,
Uh,
and lower part is host
Click.
name links.
Here you will find delegation signed. Like if it is an genuine one, it will be yes. Like if it is an
Okay.
reputed and licensed one, if it is certified website or domain, then you will find it as yes. Okay.
Okay.
Now
Mm-hmm.
you can copy this forward icloud.com, and you can paste it in abuse.tp or mx toolbox. You can paste it where you will find different no, these are the
The
links which were used by that domain. You can
okay.
copy any link.
Anyone? Okay.
You can copy and you can paste it in. You can paste it in MX toolbox.
The mixed toolbox.
Huh. Click on MX. See, HTTP connect, which is not secured
Connect.
one. Okay.
Okay.
It was also reported by MX toolbox only. See.
Did I click something? I think so.
Yes.
Okay.
Hmm. So see, it was reported on like 20 November only. I think today only it was reported around 9
Just one.
9:55 morning. Morning.
uh, Just a minute
Indian
ago.
morning. No.
Sorry, Indian morning. Okay.
Indian morning. It is in showing in IST, I guess. Yeah, because 51, right? Now it is around 9:22. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
So this is how we check, and we can also use that IP, and we can correlate with abuse IPDB, so that we'll gather information and we'll make aware of these things. Okay,
Okay.
you can also open new tab where we'll open a new tab. Click cyber security news or hacker news. No.
Anyone?
This. No. Scroll it. This one. Hacker news. This like above this
Mm-hmm.
all are like sponsored one, like who paid to Google and they are showing up.
Okay.
So you can click on no. Yeah, no. Go down. Like go to the home page. Home page only. See here you do have categories. Cyber attack, vulnerabilities. Click on vulnerabilities.
Click on vulnerabilities. Okay.
Yes. Go to that tab. You can close it because here you will find vulnerabilities which are recent one.
Okay.
Every day, like every second. See, right now I think yesterday they posted a Fortinet vulnerability, where Fortinet Web OS command injection vulnerability exploited in the wild. Okay, like if you click on
Mm-hmm.
read more, you will also see the steps, like how attacker can hack into your firewall via using this vulnerability.
Okay. Don't worry.
So what we'll do, we as a this part as a we take it as like threat advisory, where we do document in a PDF form and we'll send it to our customers with table of content and all. I will also show a documentation like how we will send.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Done. So, copy the link
Huh.
first, paste it in
Huh. We'll also take the
virus.
references. We don't
Mm-hmm.
even we will not go up once, go to the home page. Huh. You can go down some more. You can copy the title of this. Copy this title. Not
This.
that one. No. CISA
Okay.
wants. This one. Copy this and paste it. Open new tab. Paste it here and click enter. So now scroll it. See, this is official cybersecurity website of USA. So here we'll find multiple. We'll go to multiple websites and we'll gather information and we'll prepare a documentation. And first we'll understand like what is that. Like, are there any IOCs or any website links which we need to block at our firewall level? We as a cybersecurity analyst will do this and will hand over the IOCs what we receive. See, as we found those IOCs there, will similarly we'll get IOCs for this also, or if there is any vulnerability or we need to patch anything, we'll train or we'll write a documentation and we'll send to our higher level persons, where they will have admin privileges to the tools there, where they'll add all these things. Okay, if a network would be there, network managers will be there, where they'll be firewall team will be there, where they'll check and they'll close or they'll remediate these things. This is how the procedure work.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
We won't directly hack into someone's system or we won't get into their websites. We'll find the information the way how they can secure, and in
Mm-hmm.
another way we'll also like do vulnerability assessments we'll be doing.
Okay. So, so that's how we will get to know that these are the
Yes,
IPs
yes,
that
yes,
are
yes.
harmful to us. So, okay.